Very soon.
Your host for this evening. I wasn't here yesterday because I went to the moon. Well, kind of. I went to a gig in Tottenham, actually, where the visuals were some of those silent sci-fi musicians playing new music to accompany the films. It was so cool, and I was just smiling the whole way through. I love going to a gig and grinning because it's so good. So I'm curious, what gigs have you been to recently that have made you smile? Tell me in the chat. This one was Colliding Lines, had a few different bands, including Alexander Carson, who's just got his debut single out. Always good to see people before they are famous. Anyway, let me tell you the rules in case you don't know them. 12 questions to tap the answer. If you get all 12 questions right, you win or split today's prize, 1,000 pounds. Hopefully we won't lose you to a music queue this evening. If you saw the game this afternoon, it was carnage on Q3. Oh my god, we lost like 100,000 people there. There was like 12,000 left so early in the game. It was savage with a capital S. With some. Have we got any feedback from our people? Well, let's go straight on to the quizzing. Q1. What's that in the sky? UFO gas, Northern Lights. Aurora Borealis is also an extreme metal band from the United States, but I'm not on about them. We may ask, what's that? But the answer we're looking for is more of a treat for your eyes than a punishment for your nose. It is, of course, Northern Lights. Lighting 715 of you, well done. Nature's firework display is caused by particles from the sun colliding in our atmosphere. GCSEs, innit? Shouldn't joke about GCSEs, some of you are going through them painfully right now. Who played, here comes Q2, who played the title role in the original Crocodile Dundee series of movies? Gabby Logan, Paul Hogan, Terry Do you recall? Well, they're no stranger. Spoony before. Rocking the right accent and everything, it's Paul Hogan. Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee, 139,000 of you knew that. Well done. Starring in Crocodile Dundee, turned the upside-down comedian into a right-way-up superstar. Always nice to hear from you. A special hi to Gail. Hello to Tim and Sam, to Thomas Griffin, to Chloe, wishing you a speedy recovery. Good luck with all your exams. Q3. Before the stock market crash, what nickname was given to the affluent 1920s? Swinging 20s, roaring 20s, flying 20s. The affluent 1920s, nearly a century ago already. Commercial airlines were really taking off, but they weren't called the Flying 20s, no. And they were leaving swinging for the 60s because it was the Roaring 20s. Roaring your way to the right answer, 107,000 of you. It was a decade of defying the old laws and embracing a new culture. But then Wall Street just had to wreck it on the way out. By the way, guys, you'll want to tune in for 3 p.m. tomorrow. We've got a special surprise. Can't say no more about it. Okay, on to Q4. What is the first name of the barrister and TV celebrity Judge Rinder? Michael, Andrew, Robert. Judge Rinder. Our answer to Judge Judy. And he's been called the Simon Cowell of the bench. But what does his granny call him? Going fully alliterative, it is Robert. Yes, Robert Rinder, the right answer, 57,768. If you got that, we lost about half of you. Well, that's the way it goes. That's our judgment there. That may be his first name, but if you call him Bobby in court, you'll be in deep trouble. Okay, let us move in a courtly way on to Q5. What was the very first webcam used to monitor? A coffee pot, a newborn, drying paint. Webcam, monitor, what? In the kettle jip, it's a coffee pot. A coffee pot was the answer. 24,000 of you pouring out the right answer. Yes, watching paint dry is the epitome of boring. Watching a coffee pot in the next room is a close second. On to Q6. Which of the following is not a Spanish island? Formentera, Tabaca, or Elba? Well, you can be a bit despacito, but not too slow here. We want the one that's not a Spanish island. You can speak Spanish on any of these, but where will you be met with Italian scorn? Napoleon's prison in paradise, it's Elba. Elbowing your way to the front, 12,934 of you. Yes, Elba is the largest island of the Tuscan archipelago, sitting just off the knee of the giant boot. Okay, booting our way on, Q7. Which British writer coined the adage, the pen is mightier than the sword? Percy Bysshe Shelley, Charles Dickens, Edward Bulwer Lytton. What a way to write. None of them took part in a sword fight, but who made that crystal clear with this phrase? The hyphenated hack himself, it was Edward Bulwer Lytton. Yes, Lytton up the right answer, 4,448 of you. Well done. I thought that was pretty hard. The pen may be mightier than the sword, but it was a dark and stormy night is still a terrible opening line, Eddie. You probably can't hear me, but you never know. Q8. Which of these had the working title of Cave Game? Minecraft, The Legend of Zelda, Tomb Raider. Three cavernous computer games, but which one was originally called Cave Game? the least creative name for the most creative game, it became Minecraft. Minecraft, 2,764 of you got that right. It had to put up with Cave Game for the whole of the game's Q9. Which of the following did Dame Judi Dench not receive in the 1970s? OBE, BAFTA Award, Laurence Olivier Award. Must be a lot of things she didn't receive, but which of these three was it? Her award shelf puts El Dorado to shame. But which of these gongs did she miss out on in the 1970s? Britain's answer to the Oscars and the Emmys, it's a BAFTA Award. A BAFTA or BAFTA, that was the answer we were after. 874 of you knew it. Ooh, we lost now 1981. I think that counts as a savage question. Yes, another pregunta salvaje today. Just 874 of you left. But before you burn BAFTA down, they've given her at least one in every decade since. And quite right too. Here comes Q10. Which of these US presidents had not previously served as vice president? Herbert Hoover, George H.W. Bush, Richard Nixon. A presidential question. They all had a go in the Oval Office, but who skipped the vice bit altogether? Really cleaning up the place, it was Herbert Hoover. Well done. Bush Sr. did his work experience under Ronald Reagan, while Nixon did his under Dwight Eisenhower. Make of that what you will. Q11. A main character from which of these comedy programs sings the Detectorists' theme song? Uncle, Lovesick, This Country. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. Who sang it? It was Johnny Flynn that sings the theme tune for this one, but which show did they dig him up from? Heaving your heart out, he also starred in Love Sick. Sick, if you got that right. 301 of you did. Well done. Now, gold diggers at the ready, because we are moving on to the final round. We have whittled it down to 301 because 33 players used extra lives to get back in on that queue. Now there is everything to play for. £1,000 on the table. Here comes Q12. Which of these countries' national animal is not a tiger? Malaysia, Kenya, South Korea. Not a tiger. Grrr. Well, Tony thinks they're all great, but who's gone for a lion on this one? South Korea's wild tigers died out in 1922, but they live on today as the national animal. But, preferring their big cats without the stripes, it's Kenya for the win! Can you believe it? We have 301 winners today! Wow! You just never know what you will get on HQ. 301 winners. Well done to you guys. Congratulations to Trivia Tribe, to Sock Stocks, to Andrea. Oh, that's such a cute puppy on your picture there. To Reaper1010. Scary name, but quite a nice picture. £3.32 or £3.33 is coming your way if you won. To all of our other winners, I can't name you all, but I'm very pleased with you all. £3.33 for you. Well done. Well done. Thank you for joining us on our voyage through the universe of trivia. Lovely to get all your messages. I am Beric Livingston, Beric Living on Twitter and Insta. Thank you for being fun to do this particular gig with. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. with another £1,000 to play for. And as I mentioned earlier, a lovely surprise is in store, so be sure to tune in. Until then, look after yourselves. Good night.